the Olympic Games in the summer of 1996, Kurt Angle won a gold medal in freestyle wrestling with a broken freaking neck. But despite this monumental achievement, he heard talk of a man gliding down from the rafters before putting on a wrestling clinic. This man was none other than Shawn Michaels at Wrestlemania 12, who wrestled in a 60-minute Iron Man match against Bret the Hitman Hart. This performance helped Shawn to soon be recognised as one of, if not the greatest professional wrestler of all time. But Kurt Angle thought otherwise. Fast forward to the 2005 Royal Rumble match, Shawn enters at number 19 and Kurt Angle enters at number 20. Angle was on fire, suplexing the world until Shawn Michaels eliminated him with sweet chin music after only 37 seconds. Angle saw red, and not long after, he scrambled back into the ring and dumped Michaels over the top rope. He proceeds to brutally attack Michaels with the steel steps. Michaels begins to bleed, and then adding insult to injury, Angle mercilessly puts him in the ankle lock on top of the steel steps. And so began the feud for one of the most hotly anticipated wrestling matches of all time. At the 2005 No Way Out pay-per-view, Kurt Angle failed to defeat John Cena in a number one contenders match for the WWE Championship, which meant that Angle did not have an opponent for WrestleMania. Until Raw superstar Shawn Michaels came to Smackdown to issue a challenge to Kurt Angle for a match at WrestleMania 21. And on the February 28th episode of Raw, Michaels received his answer. After a hellacious street fight with Edge, Angle stormed the ring and initiated a vicious assault on a battered and bloody Michaels before accepting his challenge for WrestleMania. This post-match attack was intense, and seeing Angle covered in Michaels' blood made for a grisly visual. Michaels exacted some revenge on the following Smackdown, interrupting Angle's open challenge disguised as a cameraman, but in the ensuing weeks was when this feud became personal. Angle claimed that he could achieve Michaels' long list of accolades in just 4 weeks. First of all, Angle mocked Michaels' historic ladder match with Razor Ramon from WrestleMania 10 by defeating a local talent in the very same match. The following week, Angle challenged HBK's former tag team partner of the Rockers, Marty Jannetty, to a match. However, Angle was not expecting Jannetty to be so competitive. Nevertheless, Angle submitted Jannetty with the ankle lock. The highlight of the feud arguably came on the March 24th episode of SmackDown 1 week later, as Angle looked to prove that he was a better entertainer than HBK. Angle performed HBK's full ring entrance, wearing Michaels' ring attire and accompanied by none other than Michaels' former manager, Sensational Sherry. Claiming that he could produce an entrance theme just as well as HBK's, Angle unleashed his own version of Michaels' theme music, famously known as Sexy Kurt, a moment which is remembered fondly to this day. Shawn interrupted the segment to show a video package of his career highlights, which brought Sherry close to tears. Angle was incensed and showed no remorse as he applied the ankle lock onto Sherry before he could be forcibly removed by security. All credit to Sherry, who sold the pain so well. And on the go-home week of WrestleMania, Angle instigated a brawl with HBK, interfering in his match with Muhammad Hassan, remember him, on Raw before fleeing back into the crowd. The anticipation was palpable, and thus the dream match was set. What's up, wrestling fans? My name is Aaron and this is Wrestling by Waldridge. And welcome to Season 1, Chapter 1 of a brand new show I like to call Under Analysis. In today's inaugural episode, I will be taking an in-depth look at the match featuring Mr. WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels versus the wrestling machine, Kurt Angle, from WrestleMania 21, my personal favourite match. If you're new here, welcome to the channel, it's great to have you, and if you're returning, it's bloody great to see you again. If you enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it across social media, and hit that subscribe button. It helps me out with the old YouTube algorithm immensely. So, Michaels and Angle both make their entrances, pyro and all. Damn, I miss good pyro. We see an intense stare down just to milk the anticipation a little bit more, and then the bell rings. They tease the lockup, but Michaels just slaps Angle in the face. This tells the audience that HBK doesn't respect Angle whatsoever. Angle is incensed and responds with an amateur takedown which shifts into a quick mat wrestling sequence until Shawn Michaels is able to reach the ropes. There's another intense stare down before Michaels manages a side headlock takedown. Angle attempts to escape with an Irish whip and a back suplex, but Michaels has it cinched in tight. Angle eventually breaks free, but finds himself back into the headlock after a shoulder tackle. Angle is visibly annoyed as he slaps the mat in frustration. He previously pulled on Michaels' hair too whilst in the hold, and it's clear to see that Michaels' game plan is to get into the head of his opponent. JR and King convey the surprise of how HBK is out wrestling Angle, which is excellent storytelling, as Angle previously claimed that anything HBK could do, Angle could do better. Yet, the complete opposite was happening here. Angle finally escapes and hits a shoulder tackle of his own, but runs into a hip toss from Michaels, who follows up with a short arm scissors submission. More technical wrestling from Shawn Michaels. We then see an awesome sequence featuring a couple of pinning combinations, before Angle displays uncanny strength to lift Shawn Michaels with his trapped arm. Michaels counters into a sunset flip pin, 2 count, backslide pin, 2 count, and then it's back into the side headlock. Michaels was in full control, as King claims he's witnessing a wrestling clinic from Michaels. And to be honest, it's hard to disagree with him at this point. The match quickly transitions into a brawl as Angle muscles HBK into the corner. The referee has to forcibly pull Michaels away, and off the distraction, Angle hits Michaels in the back of the head and then applies the ankle lock for the very first time. However, it doesn't last long as Michaels counters the submission and hits Angle with a clothesline, sending both men over the top rope to the outside of the ring. The technical wrestling was a nice touch, but the increased physicality was inevitable, considering the heated rivalry between the two men. Angle unsuccessfully attempts a suplex through the announce table, but follows up with a brutal angle slam into the turnbuckle, signalling the turning point of the match. Subsequently, Kurt Angle's strategy becomes clear as he begins to work over HBK's lower back. It limits his mobility, and it's no secret that Shawn required major back surgery when he was forced to retire between 1998 and 2002. Not only does this add another layer to the in-ring story, it's also excellent wrestling psychology. Michaels sold the move for a good amount of time, and where Angle could have moved on to the next sequence, instead he decides to roll into the ring to recover. Great work by both men. Michaels attempts to make a spirited comeback, but Angle regains control with consecutive belly-to-belly suplexes followed by a submission. But Michaels fights back again, which leads into another slap to Angle's face. Angle is fuming and nails Shawn with a vicious clothesline. Angle then sets HBK atop the turnbuckle and goes to hit an avalanche belly-to-belly. Michaels pushes him off, executes an elbow drop, but Angle rolls out of the way at the last second. Angle pulls down the straps, tries for an angle slam, but Michaels counters, sending both men to the outside of the ring once again. Michaels heads to the top turnbuckle for another high-risk maneuver as he connects with a diving crossbody. However, Michaels' knee actually collided with Angle's face, which looked pretty painful. Angle's mouth was bleeding, and Shawn's nose was too, which only added to the ever-increasing drama, and then one exciting spot led into another. But first, an aggressive Angle looks to hit a German suplex from the ring apron until the savvy Shawn Michaels low blows Angle without the referee looking, and kicks him onto the announce table. Shawn follows up with an incredible springboard diving crossbody in what was arguably the spot of the match. A fantastic display of athleticism by HBK. They both sell the move very well and only just break the referee's 10 count, rolling into the ring simultaneously. Both competitors slowly rise to their feet before trading more shots. Michaels hits Kurt with a flying forearm and gets a burst of adrenaline as he performs his patented kip up, nursing his back whilst doing so. He's successful in hitting a second diving elbow drop. He pumps up the crowd and then tunes up the band for some sweet chin music. But Angle reverses it into the ankle lock. The crowd was at a fever pitch, and despite Shawn's efforts, Angle was not letting go. However, Shawn does eventually reach the bottom rope, and then there is a beautiful sequence afterwards featuring a couple of really close pinfall attempts and culminates in Angle finally hitting the Angle Slam. 1, 2, kick out. A great near fall as the pace and excitement pick up tremendously. Angle's facial expressions tell a story of desperation as he complains to the referee. He climbs up to the top turnbuckle and performs one of the best moonsaults I have ever seen. Seriously, it's picture perfect. However, HBK rolls out of the way as Angle comes crashing down onto the mat, a move that was born out of pure frustration. And I love how JR said that it was a page out of Shawn Michaels' book, reminding us again of how Angle claimed anything Michaels could do, he could do, but better, more fantastic storytelling. Michaels gingerly climbs to the top turnbuckle again, but allows Angle time to recover. Angle runs up to meet him and connects with a huge avalanche Angle Slam. Another incredible spot. 1, 2, Michaels kicks out again. The crowd cannot believe it. You could argue that the kick out was a little unrealistic, but Shawn Michaels is known as Mr. WrestleMania after all. Angle loses his mind and starts screaming in Michaels' face for him to tap out, and then perhaps instinctively, HBK nails Angle with one hell of a sweet chin music. Michaels eventually covers for the pin, but this time it's Angle's turn to kick out. Angle admits himself that he got his shoulder up quite late here, but it may be the only blemish on this match. However, I thought it was brilliant how Michaels sold his exhaustion after hitting the move before slowly crawling over to make the cover. That is how to protect your finisher from looking weak. Phenomenal wrestling psychology. Shawn slowly rises back to his feet, but Angle grabs his ankle and applies the ankle lock again. The crowd erupts. Michaels desperately fights to counter the hold until Angle is able to grapevine himself around Michaels' leg. Michaels is screaming in agony. Angle is screaming. JR and King are screaming. The crowd are screaming. Hell, I'm screaming. Michaels is refusing to give up as he teases the tap out until eventually he succumbs to the pain and submits to the ankle lock. Kurt Angle picks up the W. So, I gave this match full marks across the board for each one of my 5 elements. As I mentioned in the breakdown, I loved how this match referred back to the build of Kurt claiming he was superior to Michaels in every way, the added layers of Kurt's growing frustration because of Michaels' clever game plan, and Kurt exposing Michaels' previous back injuries were both great. Angle's general character work was excellent, and I liked how Michaels employed some of his mid-90s attitude, exemplified in the slaps and the low blow. The psychology was fantastic. Everything made sense. Angle, and especially Michaels, sold more and more as the match progressed and as they accumulated more damage. I suppose Angle could have sold the final sweet chin music a little more, but that is one possible minor critique in a flawless performance. Besides Angle's timing on his late kickout, the work rate was awesome. This match featured technical wrestling, brawling, and high-risk offense from both performers. It never felt one-dimensional. The moves were executed superbly, the striking was stiff and snug. It all looked great. No doubt, Angles and Michaels share great in-ring chemistry together. As for the excitement, the match was certainly unpredictable. It really could have gone any way at many points. There were plenty of thrilling high spots, the crowd were loud and proud, and there were super effective near falls which built the drama to an unbelievable level for the finish. And finally, I thought the match structure was just as great too. I have seen the opinion that the match started off too slow, but I thought it was a perfect pace for the story that Angles and Michaels were trying to tell. The pace got faster and faster as the match moved towards the finish, but always afforded time for the performers to sell and acknowledge their injuries. There was a clear beginning, middle and end. The finish was absolutely electrifying, and 27 minutes and 25 seconds was the perfect amount of time for this match to deliver the goods. For me, this is easily one of, if not the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. It just has everything you need in a wrestling match. Dave Meltzer rated this 4.75, but I can't see any reason why you wouldn't give this a full 5 stars. But let me know what rating you would give this match in the comment section down below. Let me know if you enjoyed this video as well. I definitely enjoyed making this, and I can't wait to release future chapters. Please remember to hit that subscribe button. Honestly, it means the world to me. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at WrestlingByW. Give the video a share, Sweet Chin Music that like button, and Angle Slam the notification bell to be notified when I release new videos and the next chapter of Under Analysis, which I will be hinting towards at the end of the video. So make sure you stick around. I hope you all have great days, and I shall see you all next time. Bye bye.